hang on, wait, we should be live. YouTube. Is YouTube okay, YouTube started. YouTube was taking a little bit. I was like, YouTube, are we good here, man? Are we gonna be alright? It was taking a long time to start, so I was like, oh no, please don't tell me that's something bad. Oh no, that'd be awful. But no, we are all good. Yes, we are back more. I almost said please be happy. Wrong studio, wrong game. We are here playing. Today's already a disaster. Can we just can the stream? Is it too early to just turn it off? we just granted, I guess it is technically early because it's way earlier than I tend to stream, but like y'all know what I mean. Y'all get it. Y'all get it. Hang on, I'm trying to get organized everything. Okay, there we go. Everything's organized. God, I take less than a week off and I don't know how to do this anymore. It's pathetic. Hello, welcome in, Flowey. How's your day been? How's it all hanging? What's up? Today I officially, entered Mega Ultra Old Man status, and I had to order my first set of Keeps pills today, because I think we've talked about it before, but I was like, man, you might not be able to listen. I'm wearing the hood right now just because, like, I have a bad bald spot on the back of my head, but I don't want to show it. I don't want to show it off. But we talked about it before of like, man, I think I might be balding. Like, you know, I've noticed like a little bit more hairs are falling off of my head than usual. And then over the course of the past week, every single time I would shower, it's like, huh, this is a lot of hair falling off of my head right now. So I was like, and then I checked my hairline, and it was like even like small things, like I would just like go to like brush hair out of my face, like where I normally, because the way I normally do is like I touch like the hairline and just kind of shift it slightly. And I was like, wait, I have to reach like a lot higher to get to it. Oh no! So yeah, I had to bite the bullet and finally do all that. I should have done it sooner. I just never did. So whatever, we're fine. But yeah, outside of that, we had to take this week off. I wanted to really finish Twofold and more A Tithe in Blood, but this week has just been super hectic. I'm not gonna go like full. Just to be clear, I'm Devil. I just changed my user. Why Jevil? Why Jevil now? I mean, there's nothing wrong with Jevil. I'm just curious. Rip hair. Yeah, exactly. So thankfully, I have it all ordered. I have it all figured out. So, hey, Keeps, if you want to sponsor me, just do it, bro. Just do it. I'm gonna be using you now. Also, wait, that was really weird. Did anyone else see that? The entire game, I don't know if this happened for anyone else, but the entire background of the game, like, just shifted over. That was weird. Anyways, no, okay, so it was just on my screen. It was literally just the entire background that they're on just moved without any of the characters being on it. That freaked me out a little bit. That was weird. Not on my end? Okay. Good to know. It was just I don't know how that would work of it being just a me thing, but I'm choosing to believe. But yeah, no, a lot of things just happened this week. I needed to get some... I needed to fix my braces for my wrist. I needed to get those readjusted. And then normally when I do that, my dog has some pills that we get from a place. I almost just completely outed the city. I almost just said the city and doxed myself right there. That would have been crazy. But I get it a couple cities away, so it normally takes about like 40 minutes to an hour, depending on traffic, to like just a one-way trip, like up and down, essentially. It's like a round trip is going to be like around like 2.5 hours usually. But since I get my braces fixed in the same city that I get my dog's pills at for Addison's disease, I try to get those taken care of at the same time. I forgot to it happened again. It happened again. Anyways, wait, did you almost dox? Did you almost dox myself? Yes, I did. I almost just straight up said the city where I got the stuff from. And I had to catch myself as I was starting to form the sounds in my mouth. It would have been really bad. If it did happen, I would have asked if you're actually playing a creepypasta version. It just happened again. What is happening? And again, I would think that it's entirely like just like my monitor messing up, but it's literally just the background like jumping. I don't... Hang on. Wait. I can say where I am. I'm on vacation. That's so fair. Like, oh my gosh, if I ever like go on a trip anywhere and like I take my streaming stuff with me, I could just be like, hey y'all, I'm here right now because I'm leaving tomorrow. It doesn't matter. But how's your vacation going? How was your night of staying up all night instead of going to sleep so you can catch the plane? How'd that go? How's that all going? I'm also checking. It is popping up on. Why is it? Wait a second. Ooh. This is weird. The background's also just kind of gyrating at everyone. That's also weird. But I just don't think I've actually looked at the title screen long enough to notice that it does this before. That's funny. It was okay. Aw. I mean, I'm glad that it at least went okay. Because, you know, just, like, going on vacation is always just, like, such a little special time. It's just, like, getting out and doing something new. Like, for me, like, it being okay is, like, how my vacations normally go. Because normally my vacations are, like, me and my family go to a place and then do nothing. Because our lives are so busy and hectic, that's, like, the only time we, like, stop to, like, do nothing, essentially. So, yeah, actually, this is my last day. Aw. Well, I'm glad you're spending it with me. I feel so honored. Hopefully I'm not, like, pulling you away from anything actually, like, fun to do. I can't go on vacation. I only have 7 areas. To be fair, they have to be pretty big areas to fit all of the... Granted, how many people actually go to hell? You know what I mean? I was gonna be like, well, they have to fit, like, enough people to have, like, a bunch of people who are, like, down there through all of eternity for as long as life's been going on. I'm like, it kind of depends on just how many people go to hell in the first place. So, no, you're not. Excellent, excellent. I feel so bad. I'd feel so bad if you were watching me instead of doing something good. So, but yeah, so I forgot to check my dog's pills to make sure, like, everything was ready to go. So then I ended up having to, like, take 2 separate trips up to this place, which the way my days tend to go is I wake up, I work out, and then around 7:30, 7 my time, I finish working, and then we start streaming around 8. So when I have, like, these 2.5-hour trips put into my day, I don't have enough time to start streaming at all. So when I had to do both of those, I was like, oh, I can't do this right now. And then my dad needed another surgery done. I was like, I want to be available and open to that, to him. And then I got in a minor, very minor car accident. I am completely fine. No one was hurt in the slightest. It just took time. So I was like, I just don't think I'm gonna stream this week up until Sunday. Sunday's the only day that I'm gonna do this, alright? How does that sound? How does that sound? I would never do that, trust me. Okay, thank you. Listen, I do trust you. Minor car accident? Yeah, no, it was literally... Like, when it happened, me and the person that were in the accident just kind of, like, looked at each other like, you alright? Yeah, I'm okay. How about you? Oh, yeah, I'm good. Everything's fine here. Like, their vehicle... It happened again. God, it's messing with my brain. Their vehicle, like, they were telling the cops about it because, like, we obviously called the cops to make sure, like, everything, like, insurance-wise could get taken care of, yada, yada, all that stuff. And they're like... I mean, there's like this tiny little smudge on the front of me now, so it's like whatever. Granted, I now have a hole in my door, so that's fun. That's fun. I have a hole in my back door now because somehow both the car accidents I've been in my entire life have both been so uneventful. But they somehow completely managed to ruin my car. That's a fun story. Thank you. Like. Again, the first car accident I was ever in, I slid on some ice, was going 5 miles an hour, just couldn't turn out of the way, couldn't stop anything, and I just, like, baby touched the car in front of me, and it, like, kind of scuffed up their car, it kind of, like, gave them, like, a dent, and it completely, like, made the front of my car just explode. So I had to send it in to get fixed, and it took, like, over a month to get it fixed. And then, again, this time, it's, like, the other person, like, their car, a tiny little scuff on it. Mine has, like, 4 separate huge dents on it and a hole in the door. So I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean by this? I've ever been in a car accident that I can recall. That's a good thing. That's just an objective good thing. And no one's entirely sure. Like, I'm not going to go into, like, all the specifics of, like, the accident that just happened today. No one's really sure whose fault it was. It was just, like, a lot of things happened really fast while a lot of people were going really slow. And then everyone was okay. So we just kind of like, again, called the police, contacted insurance informations, and they were like, yeah, we'll get this sorted out. We'll let everyone know who's liable. So it might be me, it might not be me. Who's to say? But with the first one, it was like not at all my fault because it was like the middle of winter, and I was taking a corner, and that's when I started sliding. And my car is very bad in the winter. But when I hit it, I was like, oh, God, that's completely my fault, like, yada, yada. And then the police show up. We tell them the story, like, me and the lady of whose car I hit, because she had it parked. She was, like, at her house and everything. And we tell them the story, and they're like, oh, this really sucks for you, bud. And they were talking to me, because, like, you're going to be held liable. This is not your fault. We've been telling the city to get, like, this spot cleared up all day, because we've had so many reports of, like, that spot causing people to slide. And I was just like, well... okay, cool. Glad to know it's not my fault, but I'm still liable for it, basically, so... I like how the only people watching are the same people. Oh, yeah, no, for sure. But yeah, no, so it's good times. Again, neither accident were eventful in the slightest. They just took extra time, so... but yeah, that's basically just how my entire week's been going. But I think... we still doing that bit? Wait, which part's the bit? Is the bit you pretending to be two separate people or pretending to be the same person? But, I think with that being said, just because I do need to be going here in about, like, 2.5-ish hours, we are going to go ahead and just get started on into the game. We are in the final act now. Which is very exciting, but also kind of like, aw. All the things that we've been playing for a while are ending, because again, we only have like one more twofold stream. We're done with Undertale. Like, everything we've been playing for a while is coming to a close. So, I'm very excited, and also like a little, aw, that sucks. Whoa, record timing? Yeah, record timing of us actually starting. It's gonna be the same thing with Twofold. The plan with the Twofold stream is just to, as soon as stream starts, just be like, alright, we're in it, we're playing, we're finishing this. Because I don't want it to be another thing of, like, us playing till, like, past 12 o'clock my time, being like, I'm so tired, but I want to finish it. No, we're just finishing it. We're just moving on. Again, another sad moment of, like, I don't want to see Twofold go. But at the same time, I also don't want to keep, like, drawing it out. Because I've drawn it out so much. So... I thought we dropped the same person joke. Okay, yeah. Which one is actually the joke, though? You know? Is it that you're the same person? Is that the joke? Or is you pretending to be two different people the joke? But yeah, with all that being said, let's get on into it. Now, in the last one... What was happening in the last one? We had Aspen and Mina were starting to have a little bit of troubles. We haven't exactly had, like, it be addressed that they're having troubles, but it's very much becoming a thing of, like, Aspen's becoming, like, a little too clingy for Mina, so they definitely need to address that. We had a lot of stuff of, like, talking about Jen and how she's feeling about, like, polygamy and her relationship with both Rio and Chloe, because it's turned into, like, a... I don't even want to say it's a love triangle, because it's the three people, but there's a lot of lines interconnecting the people themselves. So it's like you have, like, Jen, who likes Chloe and Rio. Wait. Well, sort of. Jen doesn't know if she fully likes Rio in that way, but she likes Chloe. But Rio likes Jen and Chloe likes Jen and Rio. Are we following? We got to the final countdown. Okay, recap. Yeah, exactly. That's what we're throwing down with right now. I'm following. Okay, excellent. And then we have Allie, who's getting ready for her thing with her church. And then what else is going on? There was one other thing I wanted to mention with the recap, and I'm blanking. This isn't it. This definitely isn't it. But Ray is also becoming a lot bigger part of, like, the group and being like, oh my gosh, I really like these people. Holy cow. And stuff like that. So I definitely don't remember what the last thing I was going to say about it was, but, like, that's fine. We can just get started. Jen and I hang out together, waiting for Mina. She should be here any minute. Another day of helping them with their assignments in statistics. I don't mind, though. Any situation that brings Mina and me together is ideal as far as I'm concerned. Jen and I have been chatting to pass the time, talking about classes and how she's feeling about the upcoming football games. I'm not gonna lie, it'd be so funny if Mina was just like, I'm just not gonna show up today, because I need some space to myself. Discussing football reminds me of what Rio said at the game the other day. I had decided not to mention anything to give Jen an opportunity to bring it up on her own. However, we've been talking for a while, and she hasn't mentioned anything about her relationship with Rio or Chloe. My patience begins to wane, and I can't help myself any longer. So, Jen, how are things with you and Chloe? I haven't heard you mention her lately. Wait, is she the smart one? Yeah, Aspen is like the really smart one, so that's why she's here to help everyone with their stuff going on. I guess we're okay. So, nothing new? I consider how much more I should push for information. I don't want to betray Rio's confidence. We made out. Oh yeah, it's a very, very minor thing. We just aggressively kissed for a long time. Nothing major or really anything that we're like warrants being talked about, alright? Oh yeah, that makes sense, but I want to know is where's the caveman? Wait, which one's the caveman? Who are you talking about right now? I'm trying to think of like who that would be. Are you thinking of Wallace from Twofold? Is that what you're thinking of? Because oh my gosh, that guy's not a caveman. That's a hunk right there. I'm trying to think of who that would be in here, but I cannot. Jen gets straight to the point. Darkwinder Zero didn't get my reference. I don't think no, you're so right. I didn't get your reference at all. What was the referencing? Jen gets straight to the point. I didn't expect her to jump right into it. Whoa, really? I do my best to act like I don't already know what occurred between them. Yeah, it just happened. I'm glad Jen is finally telling me herself, even if I heard it from Rio first. So, do you like her? Ellipses. I do, but Jen stops talking and lingers in silence, hesitant to say more. But her eyes suddenly widen and she looks at me as if she had just had a eureka moment. I feel rather confused. Aspen, you and Mina are exclusive, right? And you're monogamous, aren't you? Yeah? Have you ever been in a situation where, despite being mono, you feel like you have feelings for two or more people? Come to think of it, oh no, Aspen has mono, that's so sad. I guess I'm the only other monogamous person in our friend group. It makes sense she'd be asking me. I haven't, no. But to be fair, I've only had romantic feelings for 3 people in total. Dog, relatable, up top. I'm sorry I can't be more helpful. Nah, it's okay. I assume you feel confused, right? You feel like you're monogamous, but you have ardent feelings for both Rio and Chloe. Okay, okay. That was the part I was a little iffy on. I was like, I couldn't remember exactly how much Jen was feeling towards Rio. Jen feeling towards Rio. Fuck. Wait, I don't know. I just know it's a reference to something. Okay, well here, let me go like this. What exactly did this goober say? Hang on. What I want to know is where's the caveman? Alright, what is this? Oh, it's Scooby-Doo. Nice. Only the highest brow of references here. I do appreciate it. Alright, there we go. That's very interesting. I don't know what I'm saying. You're saying that it was very interesting, obviously. Hang on, I gotta pull some of these things back up. There we go. I have things like layered, so I have my VTuber pulled up, so I have full access to it for like expressions and all that stuff going on. Then I have chat off to the side, and then I have chat under chat. You know what I mean? It's a lot of layers going on. Jen's eyes wander around the room. She seems deep in thought, as if she's trying to find the right words. Jen lets out a long sigh. Yeah, basically. You're the only friend I have who could relate, so I figured I'd ask you. I understand your confusion to some extent, at least. You may be confused about the situation, but you aren't confused about your feelings for Rio and Chloe, right? Well, I like both of them. I'm no longer denying that, but it's still a struggle for me. What part of it is a struggle for you? I feel like I'm afraid of what it means to have feelings, both of them. I'm scared because I don't know if I'm capable of dealing with what might come. And I'm also afraid because I'm pretty sure I know what Rio and Chloe want. Oh. Yeah. I mean, they're both poly. They both like one another. They both like me, and I think I know what that means. You aren't sure you can do that, huh? Yeah. The doorbell echoes throughout the house. I look at Jen, and she returns my stare. I'm sorry, Jen. It's okay. We'll talk about it some other time. Before I can leave, Jen grabs my arm. Can we keep this from Mina for the time being? Yeah, of course. Jen lets go of my arm, and I head downstairs. I open the front door to see Mina standing on the other side. Mina greets me and gives me a hug. I give her a soft, simple kiss on the lips. Is Jen here? She's upstairs. Let's go. You have a lot of layers, kind of like ogres and onions. See, I got that reference. I understand that one. Yeah, that's kind of awkward for Jen. Yeah, like, her situation where, like, she doesn't have anything against being poly, but she's not sure if she is, but she knows she has feelings for both of them, but they both are poly. So it's kind of like putting her in an awkward situation where, like, how do I, like, navigate this experience right now, essentially? We go upstairs and enter my room. Together holding hands. Together holding hands. Jen is sitting at the foot of the bed. Jen! Jen stands up as Mina swiftly moves towards her. They greet each other with a tight hug. Hey, Amina! The energy in Jen's voice has returned. It'd be hard to notice that. Just moments ago, she felt so gloomy. So, have you both been studying? We were actually waiting for you. I can grab some tea. You want anything in particular, Jen? Isn't the tea set right there? Yeah, but I'm low on leaves. Oh, well, take whatever I'll take whatever you're grabbing. Okay, let's go, Mina. Huh? We'll be back, Jen. I'll pull our assignments on Blueboard while you're down there. Okay. I'm just waiting for Mina to just be like, listen, Aspen, you gotta chill. You gotta chill. I don't need to be tied to your hip at all times, alright? Relax. Wait, oh, Goku. But like Goku from these mobile games where they swap genders. How do you always manage to go live when I'm busy? Oh no, I'm sorry. It's my bad, I apologize. How's it going though, Tracy? What you busy doing? How's it been? Bad luck. Listen, I just have the worst luck, and it is infectious, in fact, you know? So it's just spreading to everyone around me. Oh, but glad you could be here even if you're busy. We head downstairs, and once we reach the kitchen, I grab the tea. Aspen? Yes, love? Don't you think it's rude to leave a guest alone in your house? Huh? Oh, I never thought about it. I was going to stay with her, but you told me to come with you. Oh, I'm sorry, Mina. I didn't know you wanted to stay. Nah, it's okay. No big deal. I'm sure Jen doesn't think anything of it, you know? I'm a little baffled by Mina's response. I suppose it is rude to leave a guest alone. But it's Jen. I'm sure she doesn't mind. And thinking Mina wanted to stay with Jen, I guess she's trying to be polite. I might be overthinking this. We take a few minutes to select some tea. Once we decide, I grab Mina's hand and head upstairs. We open the bedroom door, and Jen quickly brings up some details related to the assignments. If we have time, we could go over the next assignment too. It looks like the professor made it available. Great, it would be nice to get as much done today as we can. But only if you don't mind, Aspen. Not at all. Anything for you, love. Aw, thanks. As I set up their things, I approach my desk, tea leaves in hand, and begin brewing. Once done, I place our cups on my desk as the tea steeps. I look over their assignments to familiarize myself with what is expected of them. Uh-oh. What is it? I remember this one. It isn't too hard, but sometimes conceptualizing it can be difficult. Well, fuck. I don't know why that caught me so off guard. Bad luck? Oh, do I need to stop watching you? I don't want to have bad luck too. Honestly, probably. For everyone's sake, just stop watching, click off right now, head away. Get out of here, get out of here. Just doing some stuff I've been putting off, that's about it. That's fair, that's fair. That's definitely not me with my entire room reorganization. I still don't have a bed. It's just completely covered in books. Like, the entire thing is just covered in books. I was, like, reorganizing, moving, like, my bookshelves out of my room so I could, like, paint my walls, yada, blah, 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 blah. And I stopped at the part where I took all the books off. And that was a couple weeks ago. And I haven't gone back to finish it. Just never gonna do it. That's fine. Procrastination for the L. Wouldn't call it procrastination if there's no deadline. Well, I think that's, like, technically, like, kind of wrong, because, like, procrastination is just the idea of just, like, you have something to do and then you just put off doing it. Like, a lot of time when people are talking about, like, procrastination in terms of, like, school, they do mean, like, putting it off until, like, the deadline. But procrastination in general just means, like, anything that you have that you want to do or feel like you need to do, and then you put it off. That's why, like, some people will be like, oh yeah, I have, like, these chores to do, and I guess I'm just gonna procrastinate on doing those. Or like, oh yeah, I've been wanting to read this book, and I've just been procrastinating on it, that kind of thing. Yeah, you're definitely overthinking this. Yeah, very rude, Aspen. Not cool at all. Wait, not way past cool. Procrastinating is very bad. It is bad, but it is what it is, you know? It's just, oh, yeah, that'd be neat, and proceeds to never do it kind of thing. Not stuff I need to do. Yeah, but again, I feel like you can procrastinate stuff that you want to do, essentially. But again, it's also, like, not a big deal. IMO. Not that big a deal. Unless you're, like, the type of person, like, sometimes, like, I'll procrastinate something, and then I'll kick myself for, like, not having done it yet, and then I'll sit there and be like, I can truly only blame myself. I'm the one putting it off. So, a message for the new viewers. You should run away and leave. He will give you bad luck. Here, let's just go ahead and pop it. There we go. Excellent. Now, anyone who comes in will see that. There we go. Excellent. anyways. Yeah, I do that too, I have to admit. I feel like, I mean, it's just like, I feel like a thing that everyone does, you know? Like, especially with how busy people's lives are nowadays. It's like, you have like, oh yeah, this would be cool to do. I would really like to do this, or like this, or like this. And then when you actually like try to like fit all the time in to do it, it's like, okay, well, this is just unreasonable. I can't do this anymore, so... I know it's bad, especially. Oh yeah, that's very true, Jevil. You really do know. Yep, that surely will help you get new followers. Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, well, but at the same time, like, I'm trying to save people. I'm trying to do an altruistic thing right now. So, like, you know, I think it's for the betterment of humanity if people don't watch. It's okay. I'm here to save the day. My hero. We share a chuckle and dive straight into the assignment. Would you like to listen to Aspen teach about convergent and divergent validity? Yes. This assignment asks you to determine whether these measurements models have convergent and or divergent validity. Let's look at the path diagram for the first measurement model. This particular measurement model has the 4 latent factors, represented by circles rather than rectangles. Each latent factor is a confirmatory factor analysis, CFA, as opposed to an exploratory factor analysis, EFA. Also, all of you better be taking notes. We are taking a test on this at the end of class, alright? Alright, good. You can tell they are CFAs by the direction the arrows point. Let's assume the EB latent factor. Since the arrows point towards the observed variables, which are the variables in rectangles, it is a CFA. EB would be an EFA if the arrows pointed in the other direction. The difference between these two is important because it implies, to some extent, causality. CFAs, this is going to sound like the stupidest, dumbest thing ever, but as soon as she said causality, the first thing my mind went to is Lancer's Gay Bolg in Fate Stay Night, because the whole shtick with that weapon is that it reverses causality, and it's like, that's immediately where my mind went to, like, oh my gosh, is causality a Fate reference? Whoa, this is crazy. Anyways, moving on. CFAs are conceptualized as abstractions that give rise to other variables. In this case, EB gives rise to these 5 observed variables. Real quick, I'm getting mixed up with the terminology. What is an observed variable again? An observed variable is a variable directly measured by actual data, like an answer on a questionnaire. Okay, that's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure. Of course. Also, the Ally ship latent factor is that, like, when you ship your friend Ally, is a second sorry, that was terrible, order CFA. Well, the other 3, EU, L, and EB, are first order CFAs. EU is what I say to science. This means that the theory used to construct this measurement model implies a second order CFA gives rise to the first order CFAs. Wait, why are the first order CFAs even necessary? Couldn't you just draw arrows from Ally ship directly to all the observed variables? Yes, that is exactly what this assignment is asking you to confirm. In this measurement model, there are 3 first-order CFAs. The researcher who developed the model argues that there are meaningful differences between these groups of observed variables. They theorize that EU1, EU2, and EU3 are a unique group and cannot be lumped into the same grouping as L and EB. When you check for convergent and divergent validity, you know, that is probably an EI, not EL, because they're all capitalized. That I just realized that, but it's fine. It's fine. You're determining whether the groupings of observed variables are uniquely different from one another. The way to check for convergent and divergent validity is by examining the correlation matrix for the measurement model. Jen and Mina sigh in unison. I assume that correlation matrices annoy them. This appears to be a polychoric correlation matrix rather than a Pearson matrix. This means at least some variables in the model are ordinal rather than continuous. Is that relevant to the assignment? Moving on. I pause. Jen and Mina's eyes narrow as they peer at me. Okay, I'll only bring up relevant information to the assignment. Good. I briefly chuckle at Jen's quick response. Let's start with convergent validity. You first check if the variable within the same land factor are correlated enough. In social sciences, a correlation coefficient of 0.5 is used to determine whether the variables are sufficiently correlated. If you need to do this with every variable in the factor, the section of the correlation matrix containing all variables within a single factor is called that factor's block. For example, if we look at the correlation block for EU, we have the coefficient comparing EU1 to EU2, EU1 to EU3, and EU2 to EU3. If all 3 correlation coefficients are greater than or equal to 0.5, then we say the EU factor has convergent validity. Which in this case, it does. Correct. Now you need to do this with the other 2 factors, EB and A. I'll just continue saying L. A simple task. It takes them only 5 seconds. Yeah, all the coefficients are above 0.5. Exactly. So we can now say the entire measurement model has convergent validity. Once we've established convergent validity, we can move on to divergent validity, which is a little more complicated. Wonderful. Jen's sarcasm makes me giggle. Same. Don't worry, it's still plain and simple. Let's start with the EU again. First, you need to find the lowest coefficient with the EU correlation block. In this case, that number is 0.624. Then you then compare that coefficient with all other coefficients, orthogonal to the EU block. This essentially means looking at all coefficients in the matrix that compare an EU variable to a non-EU variable. The rule is, if all orthogonal coefficients are less than the lowest EU coefficient, then the EU factor has divergent validity. This indicates the variable used to construct the EU factor measures something meaningfully different from the other variables. None of the orthogonal coefficients are greater than 0.624. Good. That means the U factor has divergent validity. If that's also true for ebb and L factors, then you can say the entire measurement model has divergent validity. Jen and Mina take a few seconds to scan the correlation matrix. Yep, it looks good. That's all you have to do. Easy, right? It might be, but there are a lot of questions if it's asking us to construct the path diagrams for measurement models that don't have validity. Damn it, this just seems like a lot of busy work. I'm here to help, don't worry. Alright, did everyone get that? Alright, I expect an essay to be written. To show that you understand what we just went over, type up a comment in chat re-explaining all of that to me. Wait. No, not science stuff. Actually interested? Never mind. Wait, I don't have a pen. Or hands to write notes. You could just, like, throw your, friendliness pellets at paper, just, like, scatter them out that way. I think that could help. All I hear is science, blah, 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 blah. No, you got this. I believe in you. Listen, the reports will be graded, alright? You already knew all that? Okay, well, prove it. Write me the report. If your report fails, gets a failing mark, you're banned. I'm kicking you out. It's over. I spent the second half of our session just looking over their shoulders. Eventually, they both complete the assignments. I'm glad we're done with that shit. Right? Too bad we didn't get time to go over the second assignment. Yeah, this took longer than I expected. At least we have another week to complete the next one. Mina and Jen turn the displays of their tablets off and pick up their things. So, since my mom is in town tomorrow, do you both want to hang out? Do you have plans? I feel immediately protective of my time with Mina. Oh, I think me and Mina are hanging out. Right, love? Oh, she's pissed. She's done. She's so over it. No, I don't want to. Alright, let me just quickly, right-click, channel activity, remove, put, okay, yeah, okay. Just hitting the ban button really quick, getting you out of here. Oh no, hang on, I need to pull myself back up. Hang on, boop. That's the thing, if I actually click on anything off of, on all my layers of things, completely throws off the entire system. Mina turns to me with a frustrated look on her face. Her eyes glare at me. It's clear I said something wrong. What's wrong? Can we go downstairs, please? What? I want to talk to you. Privately. Oh. Yeah, of course. I'm sorry, Jen, this shouldn't take long. You sure you just don't want to leave? You sure you just don't want me to leave? I don't mind. No, it's okay. Don't worry. Okay, I'll stay up here. Mina heads downstairs. I look at Jen, both confused and terrified. Jen seems concerned for me. I turn to follow Mina, leaving Jen in the bedroom. My body starts to tremble and I begin to breathe nervously. I find Mina in the kitchen. She looks at me with a serious expression. Mina lets out a long sigh as if trying to calm herself down. Aspen, I have to talk to you about how I've been feeling lately, and I've been feeling this way for several days now. I want to prepare you because it isn't good. Dog, I ain't gonna lie, I think you're making it a little more dramatic than just being like, hey, listen, let's just talk about this thing going on. Like, that's how you handle it. You don't need to build up to it being like, listen, this is gonna be a really serious talk. You need to be mentally prepared for what I'm about to say, because it's gonna feel like a beat down right now, right? It's like, no, you don't need to do all that. Oh. Okay. I'm sorry, Mina. Mina takes one more deep breath before she speaks. Aspen, you do not speak for me or my time. I am my own person with my own life and my own goals, you know? Ever since we had sex, you've been very possessive, and I don't like it. I'm sorry. It feels like you always want to cling to me. It seems like we have to go everywhere together. You stay by my side all the time. When you ask me what I'm up to or what my schedule looks like, I'm honest and I tell you, but then you assume every hour I have available will be spent with you. I told you I wanted to go slow, but you really rushed into this hard. It feels like you want more than I can give you. My mind is racing. It's hard to think straight. I'm sorry, Mina. You said you wanted to go slow, but then we had sex not long after that, and I thought you were done with going slow. Done with going slow? No, I'm not finding the correct words right now. I figured that we had sex, so... Aspen, when I said I wanted to go slow, I meant emotionally, because I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about all this. But how was I supposed to know you meant going emotionally slow and not physically? So when we had sex, I thought that was it. Okay. I see what you're saying, and you are right. I should have been clear with you, and stated that I meant emotionally slow. I apologize about that. But I'm still uncomfortable with the clinginess, you know? Mina, I just love you so much. I can't help that I want to be with you all the time. And I think about you all the time. I'm sorry. But Aspen, that isn't healthy. And even if it was, I don't like it. I feel like I have no freedom. Like there's no me anymore when I'm with you. Her words sting. I thought being together meant we stopped being together meant we stopped being just me and became an us. I'm not trying to do any of those things, Mina. I know those aren't your intentions, Aspen, but that's how it's been. Mina's mournful eyes look away from me. She hesitates before speaking again, stopping herself multiple times. Dejected, I encourage her to just say what she wants to say. You can say it, Mina. She gives me a long stare before breaking eye contact again. My life is made better by having you in it. I'm happier with you in my life than I would be otherwise. When we started our partnership, I became even happier than before. But now, I'm less happy. I just need things to change. I feel so worried about losing Mina. I don't want our partnership to end. What can I do to save it? Listen to what she's saying and, you know, work on it. That's, you know. that is what it is. Goku, please don't be as dramatic. I forgot they did that, Goku. You made it so much more dramatic. Aspen, you know you're completely fine. You just had no clear... Wait. Aspen, you know you were completely fine. You had no clear. Aspen is in the right, but you think I get Mina's view. Like, I feel like this is definitely like a situation of like... Again, neither of them are really right or wrong here. It's just that they had different expectations of what they were doing and just didn't really communicate it that well to the other. Like, you could definitely say like, oh yeah, Aspen, why she got confused about what Mina meant by going slow, because a lot of people have different like definitions of what they mean by that. Like again, like emotionally, physically, like both, you know. So like Mina just thought one thing, Aspen thought another. And then with the clinginess aspect, Aspen has this expectation of like, there is no just me now. It's all about us right now. So we need to like spend every free moment available together because that's how she wants it. Whereas Mina doesn't want that. So it's just like, again, they just came in with different expectations and just need to start like communicating more clearly about what those expectations are. Why think you had a stoke? I don't know what a stoke is. Care to explain? But I'm also frustrated. What does she want me to do? Does she want me to change my feelings for her? Does she want me to desire her less? What do you want me to do, Mina? Love you less? This isn't about love, Aspen. I know you love me and I love you. It's about your clinginess, your attachment. Those things are linked, Mina. They don't have to be. Whoa, 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 whoa. We don't have to yell, all right, Mina? Chill. Relax. Her tone sounds contentious and intense. She has never raised her voice at me before. I feel so small. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have raised my voice like that. I'm feeling really frustrated right now, and I think you are too. I feel like it would be best if we took a break for a few days, you know? Dang, this relationship did not last long. We've only been on for a few days, and now they're off for a few days? Crazy. I need to calm down and think about things before we can talk about this more productively. Okay. I'm sorry, Mina. I'm sorry too, Aspen. I'll let you know when I'm ready to talk more about this, okay? Okay. She steps closer and hugs me. I immediately start to cry. Oh, the situation starts to sink in and feel more real. I grip onto her tightly, and she tightens her grip around me as well. I just want to keep her close. All I want is to stay with her. After a moment, I begin to realize I'm clinging on to Mina, unwilling to let her go. Box. Just like she said. But as much as I crave keeping her here, I slowly drop my arms and release her from my grasp. She walks towards the front door, opening it slowly. Before she closes the door behind her, she apologizes once again. I'm sorry, Aspen. I can hear her walk away from the house, getting quieter and quieter as the seconds pass. Eventually, I can't hear her footsteps. She's gone. After standing in shock for a moment, I slowly walk upstairs. I open my bedroom door to see Jen sitting at the foot of my bed. Aspen, what happened? I rush towards Jen and throw my arms around her. I start to wail, letting out every tear my body has to offer. My grasp tightens as I clamor and sob. Jen holds me and doesn't say a word. An important part of my life is in shambles, and I don't know what to do. I can't help but think it's all over. Minutes pass and I start to power down. All my energy has been spent sobbing loudly into Jen's shirt. I reach over to grab a clean handkerchief from my nightstand, tidying myself up and regain some of my composure. Mina left. I don't know if she'll break up with me or not. I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh, Aspen, I'm so sorry. You don't need to talk about it, but what happened? I blow my nose again and take a deep breath. Mina said I'm too clingy. She said we need to take a break. Shit, Aspen, I'm sorry. I start to lose my composure again, feeling the tears return to my eyes. What am I going to do, Jen? I lean on Jen again, taking a few deep breaths to try to control myself. I don't know, Aspen. Let's not talk about it for a moment, okay? Just take the time you need to feel what you need to feel. We'll talk about what you can do later. She's right. I need to be in a more rational space before starting to explore what I can do to repair my partnership with Mina. For the time being, I just lean on Jen and cry. Dang. Wait, what's going on over here? Oh, yo, what's up, social? How's it going? How's it been? How's your day? Hi, social. No, Goku. You should raise your voice. We both know yelling turns you Super Saiyan. Oh my gosh, she was just trying to power up on Aspen to assert her dominance. The partnership was on for roughly 15 days before this moment. Did you start early? Yeah, we started at the earlier time. We talked about it a bit last week. Where since I have like plans this evening, we need to start early for me to actually be able to actually like play the game and be able to stream today. I had a complete brain fart right there. That was crazy. So yeah, we started around a little after 2:30. I think it was like around 2:40 or something like that. Also, yeah, he started basically instantly. I know, shocking. Chill. Yeah, we basically just jumped right on into the game because I wanted to make sure to give it as much time as possible. Because I don't think we're gonna be able to finish tonight, but that's totally okay. Because when we do finish it, I want to also like take some time to actually like talk and yap about like thoughts on the game, the story, the characters, yada yada, all that kind of stuff. So that's why like even with like Twofold, I'm very okay that we didn't end it in the last stream because I'm like, even if we had started on time, we would have been pushing for time to actually like talk about it after, and it'd be the same thing here. Like if we do finish it today, we're gonna have like no time to talk about it after, basically. So. Oh, that's right. Shoot, I forgot. Oops. No, it's totally okay. It's totally okay. I should have like reminded, like sent out something because I didn't even like send out like a schedule or anything this week. So it's like, it is completely my bad. No worries. I will not chill. You know it's funny. It is funny. To be fair, I do think it's a good time. Also, time for my daily hat insult. Yes, Rio, without her stupid hat. Okay, we got it all out. You know, I'm glad we could keep the bits going. It really helps like the streams feel like episodes of a show, because you know all the characters have running bits going on. Wait, is this what emotions other than anger feel like? Rio? Wait, what emotions are you feeling other than anger? Is it because you saw Aspen crying? Is that what's going on? Because, is W. mom. But yeah, no, that partnership lasted 15 whole days before they need a break. That's crazy. Again, I definitely feel like the conversation was going in a lot of the right directions, and I kind of like that it like ebbed and flowed a little bit between like going well and then going so poorly. I like that because like it started off like, you know, them not on the same foot at all, and then as they start like talking about being like, oh yeah, no, we should like talk about this, like let's work through this, like yada yada yada. Then Aspen says a thing that like sets Mina off, and like they kind of go back to like into like the angry kind of mindset that they have going on. Like, I don't know, I kind of like that because I feel like a lot of time like I feel like that just like feels more like genuine to how it is. Like even if people are just like trying to work on the issues and like communicating well, one person will just say something that just peeves off the other person just enough for it to turn into yelling, and that's usually where like things just kind of like stop being productive essentially. So I like that. 15 days, yeah, I think that relationship is doomed. I'm pretty pessimistic. Oh no, not another doomed relationship. I can't handle another one. We're playing a Tithe and Blood already. Come on. Anyways. So you know, again, this is very much so an issue that they can work through, though. Like, granted, if they actually like want to, because like if Aspen and Mina like have such strong feelings on like the relationship, like if Aspen's like, nah, this is what I need from a relationship, then they just, you know, obviously should stop. But this is like definitely an issue that they can just like get through. But anyways, I open my eyes with the sun shining through my window. Today, I decide to lie in bed and rest for a little longer than I usually do. That's a mistake. Whenever I have such hard times falling asleep at night, but whenever I'm like laying in bed in the morning and I have that same thought of like, I'm just gonna rest for just a second, just a moment. Uh-oh, so only an hour and a half later, I'm still asleep, and it doesn't work out. Today is an academy holiday, so we have no classes. What's the holiday? As I rest, I hear my phone vibrate. At first, I ignore it. I don't like to check my phone in the mornings. Eventually, I push my duvet off me, reach over to my phone, and turn on the display. Oh no. Oh no. Mina Järvinen. Hey Rio, how are you doing this morning? Good morning, I'm just now getting up. How are you? You? Just now getting up? This isn't Rio, where have you taken her? Angry face. Lol, I have my slow days too, Mina. Can we meet this morning? I'm sorry, no. You guys can't have scenes together. My voices for you are only a little different, so I'm switching between talking for one of you. It takes me a second to adjust to the other. Please don't share a scene together. Can we meet this morning? I'm really sorry. I'm sorry, I really need someone to talk to. Anxiety face. I was actually going to meet Jen at the cafe today at 0900. You can join us. I'm trying to make them sound more different than I usually do. Are you sure? I wouldn't want to intrude on your conversation. Of course you can, Mina. You are not a bother. You are a joy to have around. Thank you, Rio. Wait, time for Rio and Mina time? Don't do that, Rio. And the dark suffering time, even better. Yay, awesome. It's kind of like how Jen and Aspen are borderline just my voice. And so when they share a scene together, it's like, okay, time to make Aspen a little bit higher than I usually have her voice be. Uh-oh. Speaking of Doom, please help me. The Slayer's outside my door. Is it a hot take to say? I think Dark Doom could handle Doomslayer. I don't know. I feel like you got this fight. I think you can handle it. I might be wrong, though. I know people really glaze Doomslayer, but I've never played Doom. I don't know. I really hope Mina is okay. I wonder what happened. Either way, I need to let Jen know. I forgot. I forget that I need to click there. When that happens, yeah, he's screwed. Is he? Cause like, Dark Doom took Super Shadow and like the Eclipse Cannon to like finally be put down. And like, does Super Shadow not take? Does Doomslayer beat Shadow? I don't know if he does. Is it like, I know the Doomslayer's like really strong and stuff. But, like, Shadow's like that guy. You know what I mean? So no, I think you got this. I think you got this. Jennifer Winters. I always forget that her last name was Winters. I love that name. Dark, you're getting distracted. Listen, I just want to talk about my passions. Video game power scaling. That is truly the thing that gives me life in my day-to-day. Is thinking about Shadow beating up Doomslayer, alright? That's what keeps me going. Listen. I think video game power scaling is unironically the funniest of all of them. Because, like, outside of, like, a couple of characters who have, like, a lot of on-screen feats and you actually do, like, really impressive stuff as the character, it's sort of like, oh, yes, in the lore, Kratos is able to punch away an entire planet without even trying. And then in-game, dude, this box is in the way. How am I supposed to get around this? What am I supposed to do? Or, oh no, that ledge is 10 feet away. There's no way Kratos, who could, like, jump from one side of the universe to the other, can get over this. What is he to do? You know, it's like that kind of stuff. That's why, like, video game power scaling is so funny to me. Good morning, Jen. There has been a change in plans. I forgot about the heart emoji. Mina needs our help with something. She's going to be joining us at the cafe. Is she okay? As far as I know, yes, but I'm not sure. She didn't give me details. Okay, I'll see you then. Heart. Aww. I have a feeling Jen and I were going to talk about a relationship this morning, but it will have to wait. Mina needs our help. As I get up, I let out a yawn. As I get up, I let out a long yawn. I plan on painting later today, so I put my overalls on and head downstairs. But she was already wearing her overalls. I grab a few almonds and berries and head out the door. I turn around the corner and see the cafe across the street. When I walk through the cafe doors, I see Jen and Mina have already arrived. I decide not to place an order today and go straight to the table. Good morning, you two. Heya. Hey, son. Mina greets me with the uncharacteristically low energy, her voice sounding wistful yet somber. Thanks for meeting me. I tried reaching out to Allie also, but she didn't get back with me. Yeah, but she's probably, like, super busy right now getting everything ready for, what's the thing called? It's the thing with her temple. I'm blanking on what it's called. Oh, no. Anytime, Mina. So, what's going on? Mina takes a moment to think before speaking. Jen? Yeah? I'm sure Aspen has already talked to you about this, and... Don't worry, Mina. I'm not here to take sides. I care about both of you. Mina appears relieved by Jen's reassurance. I'm not sure what this is about, but Jen hasn't told me anything. I'm just having a hard time with Aspen at the moment, you know? Oh? In what way? I told her we need to take a break from one another. She's clingy. She's too clingy for me. We haven't been together long, but it seems like she wants to consume so much of my time. That's bound to happen though, right? Especially at the beginning of a partnership. I guess, yeah. And I expected some of that, you know, but not to this extent. And even if it is normal, that doesn't mean I have to like it. Of course, you're right. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to say you shouldn't feel the way you do. I know you aren't, Jen. It's okay, thank you. Have you talked to her about how you feel? Yeah, I told her, but maybe not in the best way. Aspen and I both ended up frustrated, so I told her I need time to cool off. Though I still don't feel ready, I called her this morning and told her I still need some time, which she said she understood. I reassured her that I'm not trying to decide whether or not to break up with her. I still want to be with her, but things need to change. I don't like how things are right now. Mina seems defeated and exhausted. Her face is pointed down towards the table. She then looks up to both of us. So what do you two think? Do you think I'm overreacting? Jen and I look at one another. I think we both have things to say, but I gesture towards Jen to speak first. You know what you want more than anyone else. If that level of clinginess isn't something you enjoy, then I don't think you're overreacting. Beyond that, it's hard for me to say much else about it. The only thing I can think of is compromising with Aspen. It may be difficult for Aspen to be less clingy, but if she agrees to try, you may need to be more patient with her. Or maybe try to learn to be okay with a little bit of clinginess. Hopefully you find a place in the middle that works for both of you. With a hand pressed to her chest, Mina pauses for a moment before speaking. You may be right, Jen. I don't know how hard that would be for us, but we could try. After a moment, Mina lifts her eyes and looks to me. The first thing I think about when we're talking about this is... why? Why not both? Why is Aspen so clingy? Her clinginess might be a symptom of a deeper trouble. It could be because of her parents constantly abandoning her and leaving her on her own, so she's clinging to the person she loves the most right now. It could be due to feelings of insecurity, a lack of trust, trauma, or all of the above. If that's the case, then Aspen may have to overcome whatever deeper issue the clinginess emerges from. I think tackling deeper issues like that is difficult and it takes time. Which is why I definitely agree with Jen. You'll need to be patient with Aspen. But then, on the other side of things, there's you. Do you believe your aversion to clinginess comes from somewhere, Mina? Do you think your fear of Aspen taking too much of your time comes from some deeper place? Do you feel like she will rob you of your independence, your freedom? Something like that? Oh my gosh, that's like almost what Mina said. I don't have a funny for Jen. I don't have a funny bit for Jen, and that makes me mad. You don't need a funny bit for everyone. Like, what's your bit for, like, Aspen, or Allie, or Chloe? You know, like, you don't have bits for everyone going on. Rio's such a good therapist. I'm surprised that that isn't what she wants. No, for real, for real. I feel like she would be, like, a wonderful therapist. And ironically, I also have a character whose voice is just my regular voice. Wait, is that Black Doom? Is it Black Doom that you're talking about? who you talking about there, Jevil? Goku, you're making the right choice. Oh, I do have a bit for Allie. What's the bit for Allie? What's Allie's bit that you have going on? I love chewing ice. It's so bad for your teeth, but I love doing it. The fact I got beaten in one. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that you do say that every single time Allie pops up. That's so true. Very valid. Mina looks at me with a dazed, almost startled expression. Her eyes are wide. God damn, oof, lol. That felt like a sucker punch. I was not expecting that reaction at all. That was so funny. No, I just made that one last stream. Oh, that's why it sounded familiar. I was like, I know you've said that before, so you are developing bits for everyone. But hey, you're running out of time. You got to get one for Jen. You got to get one for Aspen. You got to get one for Chloe. You got to get one for Just go through all the characters. You need one for everyone. Yeah. I've completely changed my tune. You're right. You need one for every person. Mina looks at me with a dazed, almost startled expression. Her eyes are wide. Actually, that's exactly how I feel. I think I see what you're getting at. I think it's hard for me to say why I feel this way, you know? Like, I was about to be like I like having my own time and my own life. Oh my gosh, Mina's me for real. It could be due to the fact that I have a large family. I grew up in a household where my parents, grandparents, and brother. I get very little alone time, and when I do, I tend to really enjoy it. Oh my gosh, she's preaching to me. I relate to that, Mina. I feel the same way. These questions can be really hard to answer. It's difficult for us to dissect our entire biography and take into consideration every little detail that could play a role in making us who we are. God, she would be a great therapist. I mean, our aversion to clinginess could also be a fundamental part of our character, with no clear root cause. It's hard to say. At this point, I notice Jen appears deep in thought. Mina seems to notice as well. We look at one another before looking back towards Jen. What are you thinking about, Jen? Oh, shoot, you're right. I do have one for Ray, though. You know the Star Wars jokes. You're right. Gosh, I'm so sorry that I'm forgetting about all your bits. This is so rude of me. I'll do a better job in the future, I promise. Ray Pie. Wait. I for some reason I read Ray Pie and I thought you were trying to make a Ren Pie joke. Yeah, no, you were just correctly spelling the character's name. Never mind. Jen looks at Mina. She appears slightly guilty as though she's been caught somehow. No, it's nothing. I was just thinking. We continue to look at Jen, waiting for more details. It's okay, don't worry. Jen? No, seriously, we're here to talk about your situation. I don't want to derail the conversation. I promise it's okay. We can easily come back to this. She lets out a how did I say small there? She lets out a mild groan, rubs her forehead, and takes a short breath. Well, I was applying what you both were talking about more broadly to myself. Like, how much of my own shit is a product of everything that has happened to me? How much of my personality is due to my parents splitting up when I was younger? How much is due to my dad deserting us after he left for South America? How much is due to my Gramps, who was effectively my father, dying when I needed him most? How much is due to our extended family disowning us after he died? How much is due to my brother abandoning me? How much is due to my mom being a huge fucking bitch? Jen's... Imagine just yelling that out in the middle of a cafe. Jen's tone becomes more and more irritated as she speaks. Then a look of distress dominates her face. Her words remind me of how much death has been in her life, both literal and metaphoric. It's tragic. Jen? It's just fucked up how we end up internalizing traits that harm us, all because of some shit we had no control over. I'm shaken up by Jen's words. Mina and I wait in silence as Jen cools down. Fuck. Mina, I'm sorry. Jen, it's okay. I get it. It isn't fair. You're right, Jen. Those are examples of events that may play a role in shaping who you are as a person. I think it's human adaptation, right? It's a beautiful thing, but it also means our upbringing can work against us. Your resistance to being vulnerable could be, at least in part, the product of growing up in an environment where being open with your feelings wasn't safe. Your parents never positively responded to your cries for help or attention. They consistently invalidated your feelings, making you feel silly for having them. Stifling your vulnerability at a young age may have kept you from developing the emotional and cognitive tools to handle discomfort with your own feelings. Jen appears taken aback by my comments. I turn towards Mina. When we went to Mina's house while she was sick, she learned she is prone to feeling like she is a burden on others. Perhaps she grew up in a family where she learned that her value comes from what she achieves and provides, instead of being an intrinsic part of her personhood. Maybe she only received praise from her family when she excelled and conformed. And she may have been met with anger or rejection when she did things that didn't align with their expectations. Over time, she may have internalized the idea that her family's love is conditional. As a result, she grew up blaming herself. Because when you're young, it's safer to assume you are the problem rather than realizing the people who are supposed to love and protect you are flawed. Dang, this is really hitting Rio hard. It's at this moment I realize my eyes are damp and a tear runs down my cheeks. I try to detach myself from expectations because I'd rather go with the flow and be content regardless of the outcomes. But in the end, I'm not detached. In fact, I'm attached to trying to be this made-up version of myself that isn't attached to anything. So when things don't go ideally for me, I get a little upset, sure. But I get even more upset that I'm upset. That was for some reason super hard for me to say. But I get even more upset that I get upset at all, which is so silly. When I ask myself this question of why I hold myself to the standard at all, I don't find an answer. However, I should just afford myself the compassion and grace I ask Mina to show herself. I'm not perfect. No one is. If I fall short, it's okay. Worrying about my imperfection serves no one. All I can do is keep trying. I place my face in the palms of my hands. I feel a little embarrassed for saying so much. I wipe away the tears from my eyes. Fuck. I guess it's my turn to apologize for going on a tangent. I let out a short chuckle. No, Rio, it's okay. Thank you for being open with us. Of course, you both mean a lot to me. I notice Jen looking at me with concern in her eyes. Rio. She places a hand on my shoulder. The feeling I get from her simple touch instantly warms me. Yes? Ellipses. Why'd you have to put me on blast like that? Jen appears serious at first, but her cover breaks and her eventual smile clearly implies she's joking around. Aw, Jen. I play along and put an arm around her, holding her close to me. I look at Mina and she chuckles. I appreciate Jen lightening the mood, and I'm feeling a bit better now. You two are so cute together. Jen's face turns red as she reflexively pulls away from me. I think we are too. Jen looks at me with wide eyes. Her blush becomes more intense, stretching across her face from ear to ear. You too. Mina and I laugh briefly at Jen's expense. I face Mina. Her amber eyes turn towards me when she notices I'm looking at her. Sorry, Mina. For what? For saying those things about you. It's okay, Rio. I know you were implying that any of the things you said were true. Even though some of them definitely are. Mina laughs at herself with a note of self-pity. Besides, you've given me plenty to think about, you know? So, Mina gets an apology, but I don't? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put you on blast, as you say. With her hands on her stomach, Jen giggles. Well, can we get back to talking about me and my problems now? Mina's gentle sarcasm steers us back to the reason we came to the cafe in the first place. Of course, Mina. Yeah, sorry about that. It's okay. It was a productive conversation. I actually feel like I have a lot to think about in terms of how to compromise with Aspen. Mina seems to be feeling better than she was when I first arrived. It's good to see that today's little gathering seemed to help her. And as a result, it feels like Jen and I have also learned a bit more about ourselves. Wait. My bad, I forgot. Oh, right, she's fatherless. He didn't have to call her out like that. Crazy. I forgot. Oh, whoa, did not expect that. Well, I didn't... Well, hang on, wait. Well, I didn't expect it then, specifically. Deeper than hell. You know, I really love specifically waiting to the end of the scene and just reading all the reactions in a row to every little individual thing that happens in it. Deeper than hell. Rio, you do not need to apologize. You're perfect. Well, unless you do a specific thing. What? Unless you wear a hat? Is that what you're trying to play here? So, is Rio your favorite character then? Is that what I'm gathering from you saying she's perfect? Goku, I agree. They do look cute together. Yay, Goku is happier. Yes, it's the hat. Okay. Just want to make sure. Oh yeah, you also have the Rio bit with the movies. You know. So Rio, that's how you know Rio is your favorite, because you have 2 bits for her, you know? Yes, Rio is my favorite character. Excellent. How many times do I have to say Flowey, no hell comparisons? Is that something you say? Is that something you talk about? Well, I'll be damned. This is so nice, and I am literally damned. I do like the puns. Those are good. Well, I think this, you know, I feel like this just solved all the issues, you know? Did that not just solve all the problems, or set the characters on the right path to start solving all of their problems? You know what I mean? Like not Aspen, but Mia's gonna go to Aspen and be like, oh my gosh, hey, listen, I had this talk. It was great. Loved it. Let's figure this thing out. Let's talk about it. Let's compromise. Let's figure out everything we need to do out. And then Chloe's like, not Chloe, but Jen's like, man, that really made me think about my life differently. Time to go do better at everything. You know, like, I feel like that just kind of set all 3 of them on, like, better paths for themselves. That was good. That was nice. It was so nice, even the devil had to be like, damn, this is nice. Yesterday, Rio sent me a message inviting me to come over this morning to have a tea and play games. Definitely not to talk about your relationship. For sure. No, definitely not that. It's been a while since we've taken this time to just play games together. Though, hang on, I'm adjusting my headphones. I can't help but wonder if she also wants to talk about stuff. About us and about Chloe. I feel nervous. I know the conversation will eventually come. My mind is racing, wondering how this is going to turn out. Arrive at Rio's house. One of her parents is sitting out front. They greet me and welcome me inside. As the door opens, Rio spots me from the kitchen and rushes over excitedly to give me a hug. I'm glad to see you. Hey, thanks for inviting me. It's glad to see you too. It's glad to see you too? Jen, why would you say that about yourself? Or is it's glad a thing that people say and I'm just being silly about it? Hang on, I'm thinking. Let me do some. What did you retract? Oh, fixed? Okay, excellent. Okay, and Jen and Rio are together. Listen, that's my end goal. That's the end goal that I'm working towards right now. Go ahead to my room. I'll be up there in a sec. I enter her bedroom and sit on her bed. Moments later, Rio enters the room and places the tea down on her desk. She then starts up her gaming system and sits beside me. So, I got this fun party game during summer break, and I've only played it once. Dude, the summer sale, so dangerous. I may or may not have spent a little too much smackaroos on the PlayStation one, because there were some games on there I'm like, I mean, it's normally $60, but right now it's $10. And so I maybe had to pick up a couple things. Just a couple. Wait. Oh, okay, and Jen and Rio are together. I found a bit for gentle. just gonna start calling Jen gentle. Okay. So you're gonna pass that one over to Flowey, or how's that gonna go, huh? The summer sale is scary for our walls? No, for sure. Like, I got into Steam one day to boot up V2 Studio, and I saw the Steam summer sale going on. I'm like, no, I can't right now. I'll fold so easily. Because, like, I feel like I'm really good at not spending money unless I see a really good deal, and then it's like, well, it's a thing I want anyway, so if I'm gonna get it later, there's a chance I might not be able to get it on a sale, so I'll be spending more money overall. So I should really just get it right now, because I'll just be saving, like, what, 70%? That's so much money, you know? I think the bit is using words that have the sound of Jen in replace of her name. No, that was for sure the bit. I was just asking Devil to pass that bit on over to you so you had, like, one for everyone, you know? That is definitely the bit. I want to shamelessly plug Why Not Both. I didn't even think about that. Why Not Both is 20% off on both Steam and Itch. Oh my gosh. Here, wait, hang on. Hey, let me do a quick streamer thing really quick. Hang on. But yeah, no, one of the main things I was wanting is because I'm a huge, massive Spyro fan. And I had the remake on PlayStation like so long ago, but I've been looking for it for about like 2 years now, because there's one of the things, like, when my hands were really hurt and I couldn't play games, I was like building up like a backlog of like finding things I wanted to play when I got my hands back, essentially, and that's why I was on there. And despite the fact that like my entire family vouches up and down that we have it around here somewhere, no one can find it. So I definitely rebought that because I saw it on there. I was debating getting the Crash one, because there's the Crash remakes too, and I was a pretty big Crash fan when I was a kid. But then I kind of realized, like, I feel like I've kind of grown out of Crash. He's not someone I enjoy as much. But I am a big Spyro fan. Unironically, the only other character that I wanted left, and this is going on such a stupid dumb tangent, but the only character left that out of Smash I was like, no, I need this guy in there, was Spyro. To be fair, Spyro or Crash would have, like, satisfied it for me, because again, I still was a big Crash fan when I was a kid. But getting either one of them in there would have been awesome. Here, let me do this. Let me... Wait, hang on. Bwop. Hang on, I'm trying to do a thing. There we go. Shoot! No, don't text me a code, gosh darn it. Hang on. I'm figuring this all out. Man, it was really just Crash and Spyro left. Granted, there were other characters I'm like, it'd be cool to have them in it. Like, I really like Sly. I only played the third one, though. So I was like, if he was in there, that'd be cool. But I feel like at a certain extent, you're just kind of asking for every main character from, like, every game ever to be in at a certain point. And I just feel like Spyro and Crash, specifically, are just such iconic parts of gaming, specifically, like, on the Sony side of things. That's like, it'd be nice to get them in for that reason, essentially. You know what I mean? So yeah, I definitely bought the Spyro collection. Hang on, I need to pull the OBS back up. There we go. Wait, hang on, what's going on? And I'm going to shamelessly unplug it like a hospital bed. That is so mean. That is so cruel. A little funny, but so mean. Hang on. No, let me paste this. I'm trying to be pasty. Come on. Let me do it. You cannot, I'm not trying to cheer. I'm not trying to, I promise. There we go. Hang on. double check something. I need to double check something. This is so not worth it anymore. Hang on, I'm flubbing. I'm throwing so hard. Easy. Wait, no, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Anyways, why am I blushing? What the freak? When did that turn on? Why did that happen? Wait, where'd it go? I had a thing pulled up. I got a thing pulled up specifically for that. But what else did I get? This wasn't on Steam sale, but I actually got the Shadow of the Erdtree. Because I've been getting back into playing Elden Ring. Also, is anyone else hearing like voices? Is that the game? Or is that like me? I can't tell. Okay, hang on. It's working. Now we're thinking with portals. Let's go. There we go. This was all I was trying to do. I was just trying to pin these, and things got so messed up. Yes, hey, if you want to check out, Why Not Both on Steam or Itch.io for 20% off, there you go. They are now linked in the chat. Lamau. I thought I had these on a Google Doc, and I couldn't find them anywhere. Because I've been meaning to add them in at the beginning of streams and stuff, and I just couldn't find them anywhere. So I was like, okay, I need to rush over to the Itch.io and the Steam page, and I'm just gonna grab them there. So that's what we did. That's why that took so long. Anyways, over here. Hang on. Let me post those in the YouTube chat as well. Excellent. I hear voices all the time, specifically screams. Oh, cool. Excellent. What are they screaming? Like, are they saying anything specific, or is it just like incoherent screams? Anyways, I put 2 jokes in one. Take the L, sunk cost. JK. No, I mean, listen. I had to fully commit to it, because like we've spent so much time on it already. If I abandoned ship on that one, it would have been the worst thing ever. So I had to. So yeah, of course. You're welcome. Dark, are you schizophrenic? Next question. What's your next question? Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. But yeah, no, so Steam sales or summer sales are dangerous. I feel like they're worse. I feel like they're worse / technically better than like actual like. Sorry to keep going on this tangent. This wasn't just a tangent that I was going on to try and buy time either. This is just generally something I wanted to talk about. But I feel like the summer sales are like 9 times out of 10 even better than like Christmas sales. Because the amount of times I'll get onto something and be like, wait, this like game that was like came out like last year is like 90% off right now, and it's during the summer sale. But then it's like, I feel like companies know that during Christmas more people are going to be buying games, so like they'll still do price drops to get you to buy board games, but they won't do as intensive price drops because they're like, well, you're still going to be buying a lot of games, you have a lot of gifts to be giving to people, essentially, like that kind of thing. And people are going to be getting a lot of money in from Christmas and the holidays. So then they'll have more money to spend, that kind of thing, you know? You know what I mean? Does that make sense? I feel like I cooked with that one. Because at least I feel like normally like the sales are better during summer. I want to go back to the story of Generation and Rio. Oh my gosh, it's... It's, hang on, Chloe x Rio Generations. Let's go. Terrible joke. I'm gonna see myself out of here. Did I get bigger? I think, yeah, I got big. Did I get bigger a couple times? Hang on. Let me check OBS really quick. God, there we go. Okay, everything's working. We can actually get back into it now. I've been wanting to play it with someone. Fair warning, though, it can get competitive. Do we play on the net with other people? No. I mean, we could, but I prefer if we play with just us and a few SI opponents. Oh no, SI. They changed the acronym for AIs. SI is an initialism for simulated intelligence. What's the difference between simulated intelligence and artificial intelligence? Or are they just the same thing with different words? Yeah, we can do that. Teach me how to play it first. There's actually a practice mode you can use before every stage. Oh my gosh, they're just playing Mario Party. Let's go. Sounds good. Let's do it. They're in Mario Party 77. Oh my gosh. Rio is far less competitive than I am. She knows I have the capacity to lose my temper when playing competitive games. It's something I'm working on. I don't get angry near as much as I used to, and I hope Rio knows that. We drink some tea while the game starts. Rio navigates through all the settings. Okay, let's play. We both grab controllers and strap the headsets over our eyes. Wait, what? It's all VR? Mario Party in VR would go so hard. Oh my gosh, I think I'd end up throwing up though because of like how much you're like flipping around and stuff. We select our characters and begin playing. Also, the amount of anxiety, like imagine you're playing like the any of the ice stages where things are trying to knock you off. Imagine doing that in VR where you stop running, but because you're on ice, your character keeps sliding. I think that would like throw me off so hard to the point that I'd actually fall over at a certain point. I swear, last stream I made, they're playing a Mario Party joke. I'm pretty sure you did. I'm like 99% sure that you did. So funny how things came full circle. Oh no, competitive games, not Mario Party. Genuinely, it's so funny how Mario Kart and Mario Party are like the cutesy, like fun little party games, or like the cute racing games, sort of like, you know, like the NASCAR series or whatever like that. And then those are like the two games that get people the most heated with each other. Like the amount of true anger that I feel while playing Mario Kart with my family and friends is so intense. It is the worst anger I ever feel towards a video game. But it's Mario Kart. Look how fun and colorful it all is, and how much you're going to be hating everyone you're playing with it by the end. Same thing with Mario. Mario Party doesn't piss me off as much, just because it's like it's not all RNG based. Like the mini games are like, you know, whatever. You guys get what I mean. But like the actual board stuff going on, it's a lot of RNG, and I understand that I have terrible RNG. So losing at Mario Party, it's truly like just water. It just like falls off of me, you know? Social, where are the headsets? You're right, Social, come on. Where are the VR headsets? Let's get some Sword Art Online going. Agent and Rio aren't wearing headsets. This bit's not... Do they have invisible headsets? Oh my gosh, that's how advanced the future is. That's how advanced the society is. They have invisible headsets. It just gets to the point where everything is invisible. They're just like living inside of invisible houses. We select our characters and begin playing. I've played similar games before, solving puzzles and competing for achievements, but this one is unique enough to hold my interest. I think Jen would be like absolutely like a, I was about to say a Bowser main, but Bowser's not in it. Wait, no, Bowser is in the newest one. Bowser is in the newest one, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, Bowser main all day, every day. I feel like Rio would love Daisy. That's who I think. The game is fun but challenging. During some of the stages, Rio and I are on the same team and sometimes we aren't. When I win challenges, Rio playfully mourns before congratulating me. Her congratulations is more than I tend to do for her if she wins. I still try to be a good sport. The game lasts for about an hour and a half in the end. In the end, I get first place and she gets second. We both remove the headsets and place them, along with our controls, on the chest of the drawers. Great job. We did well. Hell yeah, we did. I kicked ass. Rio raises her hand to cover her mouth, giggling at me. She is so cute when she laughs and smiles and exists. I can feel my face get a little warm thinking about her. Thanks for playing with me. Yeah, of course. That game was fun. I think so too. It's been a while since I felt like I had the time to sit down and just relax and play a game. Same. I'm glad we did, though. We both needed it. Rio flops back on her bed. I do the same, laying beside her. For a moment, we lay there, relaxing and listening to the surrounding ambience. I can hear her parents doing something downstairs. I feel her hand touch mine as it rests beside me. Oh my gosh, so scandalous. The most scandalous thing we've seen so far in the visual novel. I'm startled for a moment. She laces her fingers with mine. I just relax and smile. I turn to her. Her eyes are shut, but her face pointed towards the ceiling. I stare at her. Her features and that warmth comes back to me. No matter what she does, she's so cute. I wanted to talk to you. Rio's eyes slowly open. Yeah? I feel like there were several opportunities to bring this up, but it just never happened. I suppose this is it. I try to prepare myself, but I didn't know what else to do other than just simply listen. Okay. What is it? I sometimes don't come out and say what I want because I prefer to let things be as they are. But in this case, I don't think I continue to avoid saying how I feel. I've been thinking a lot about our situation, how I feel about Chloe, and how I feel about you, and how you feel about Chloe, and how you feel about me. Though I've known this for a long while, my feelings for you haven't changed. Rio slides closer to me, her ocean blue eyes oscillating back and forth between both mine as she speaks. I still love you. I know I've said that before, but I want you to know how much I love you. I want you to know that I still have that same deep desire for you. That same attraction towards you. That same love. It's still the same. If anything, it's even more intense now. And when I think about it, and when I think about what I want you. I'm not gonna pay for an asset that is used in only 10 lines of dialogue of the story. What do you mean? That sounds like a good investment to me. Come on, it's all about the budget. But no, that's so fair. That's so fair. Yes, I agree. Regeneration is definitely a Bowser main. So invisible headsets, got it. Tangent is probably feeling happy. I hate this. I hate this bit so much, but it also makes me smile. It makes me smile a lot. Been a while since I was here. Hello, Ra. Hello, 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 Insert. How's it going? To be fair, it's also just been a little bit since I streamed. It hasn't been since last Sunday that I streamed anyways, because we didn't do it at all this week, so that's totally fair. I forget you exist something. I think you meant sometimes. I'm going to assume that you meant sometimes. Ouch. Insert, I've never forgotten about you. Not to worry. Also, is the devil forgetting about you that bad of a thing? It's like, oh no, less temptation and less sin in my life. Uh-oh. You know what I mean? That sounds like an objectively good thing. I'm probably going to use some fancy words soon. Spoiler alert to new folk. Spoiler alert to new folk? What do you mean by that? Hang on, I'm drinking. Do you mean like spoiler alert? Like, hey y'all, if you're here watching Why Not Both, spoiler alert, we're at the end. Is that what you mean? But yeah, Insert, how's your day been going? Ours has been going pretty great. Not the end, but yes. Listen, okay, I meant the final act. We're in the final act. Yes, spoiler alert. We're in the final act of Why Not Both. If you want to check it out for yourself, click on the links in the chats. Can you pin on YouTube? Hang on. There is! Oh my gosh. This shows how... Listen, I love YouTube chat as much as I love Twitch chat. They are equal in my mind, for sure. I'm winking at the camera, but you guys can't tell because both my eyes close when I do it. I love them both equally. I definitely spend as much time doing stuff in both of them, for sure. Yes. No, he must remember my evil deeds. I must be feared raw. I don't... Why would the devil be afraid of you doing evil deeds, though? Isn't that what, like, the devil's after? Like, if you're doing evil deeds, isn't the devil just being like, haha, yes. That person's up my alley, you know what I mean? Who are you again? Oof. That gives some Thanos, like, I don't even know who you people are kind of energy. I have so many words I can use. Oh no, what kind of words are you talking about using? What do you mean? Things have been kind of okay. I caused a power outage on accident in my house, and it broke an appliance of mine. Don't worry, I already got a replacement. Oh no, do you mind? Obviously, you don't have to answer this if you don't want to. But like, how did you cause a power outage? What happened there, and what broke? Cause that sounds rough. That's actually what kind of killed the last PC, the one that's being fixed right now. Also, it's taking so long. Like, my lord. It's been, like, almost 2 weeks now, I think. And I still haven't even gotten, like, they were supposed to send me a message when it arrives there. It still hasn't arrived. It still hasn't arrived at the location to get fixed, which is crazy to me. But yeah, basically, my power shorted out the entire house. My computer did. It shorted out the entire house, which fried it. And so, yeah, you're taking too long. I can take longer if you want. I mean, you know, if you're gonna rush me. It's kind of like when someone's, like, tailgating me while I'm driving. It's like, listen, I had places I needed to be. But suddenly I feel like stopping you and stalling you is far more important because I am mostly motivated out of spite. But again, it's fine, Flower. We're not finishing in this stream anyway. We're gonna probably be doing the next one. Um, but also, my house experiences power outages like non-stop. Like I say, it's like a monthly thing basically. And that's because like like the city, at least the cities I live in, I live in multiple cities if you didn't know. But the city I live in always puts out a map of where power outages are if any happen, and I am like in the epitus. I am in the center, the eye of the storm. But in this case, instead of it being the safest place to be in a tornado, it is the worst place to be in terms of power outages, because if there's one in like the north end of the city, I am on the border. If it's in the south end of the city, I am on the border. West, east, same thing. I'm always on like the border of it. It's like based around me essentially. Apologies, I'm just excited to see Cryogenic and Rio interact alone. They're my favorite bi characters. Cryogen. Do you just have like a list of like gen related words pulled up? Is that what you have going on right now? Because cryogenic seems like a big word for you, not gonna lie. Precisely. Okay, okay. There's a light switch that for some reason kills the Wait, what? There's a light switch that for some reason kills the power at my place, and my shoulder nudged it and it flicked the switch? Dude, what the? Is it? Do you just need to like get the power reconnected? Because like that's what like me and my dad, when my computer short circuited everything, we just completely replaced like the outlets and everything, just took them apart. Do you need to like do that with like that light switch essentially? I don't know how it kills the power, but it does. Just take the light switch out. Problem solved, right? Taking this as a lesson learned and putting tape over it. I guess that also, duct tape does fix all issues. I have a hole in my car right now. I'm just gonna put duct tape over it because I don't have the money to fix that right now. So you know what? That helps. But yeah, no, just like take the light switch off, then no one can hit it anymore. Duct tape fixes all. I broke my foot one time. Did I go to the doctor? No, I duct taped it. That's how it goes. I split my head open one time. Got doctor? Nuh-uh. Duct taped my head. That's how you fix everything. But yeah, with all that being said, let's get back on into the actual story. Rio props herself up with her arm. Jenny, I want you to be a permanent part of my life, and I want to be your partner. Hearing those words from her, I feel dazed, incapable of forming a response. I'm too struck to even care about the fact that she called me Jenny. Jenny is such a cute name, though. Rio has told me she loves me before, but she has never said she wants to be my partner. I'm conflicted, parts of my heart pulling me in different directions. One part wants me to tell Rio how much I crave her, how much I yearn for her, how much I yearn for the mines, how I return all of the feelings she has shared with me. Oh, wait, kill, murder. Hang on. Boop, 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 boop. I've entered attack mode. I've been summoned in attack mode. Wait, hang on, I did it wrong. Hang on. Boop. Boop. There we go. Murdered. Wait, did I spell it wrong? Hang on. Why didn't I get rid of them? Anyways. Hang on, Genification is thinking deep. Genification is thinking real deep right now. Hang on. Wait, oof. I didn't think of taking the Switch out. What the hell? I'm glad I could be here to help you and your entire house out. You know what I mean? I'm glad I could help you with that. You're welcome. My PayPal will be in the link below. I actually didn't find that word on the list. I put that one out of my own mind. I'm very proud of you. Gentrification is again a big word for you. So I'm proud. The other tells me to say nothing, to give in to the fear, to run away. In my moment of hesitation, Rio locks eyes with me and places her hand on my shoulder. My heart races. Her face moves closer to mine. And then, inevitably, there's a calm convergence of her lips. I hold my breath at first. I can feel her grip on my shoulder get tighter. The memories of our first kiss come rushing back to my mind, along with the rest of the time we shared together that night. And just like then, I let go. I surrender my love for Rio. The passion I feel for her takes over and guides me. We continue to embrace one another. Our lips separate and merge once again. We kiss again and again. Her hands move across my body. Her kisses are full of life. She turns to rest some of her body on mine. Her leg finds its way between mine. Her lips find my ear, her breath warm against my skin, and she teases me gently. Then she traces the path of soft kisses down to my neck. Several times I feel her teeth graze me, as though she wants to bite me, but she never does. She starts to kiss my collarbone. I pant and moan helplessly. The feeling of her soft lips on my body is overwhelming, consuming. My hands move on their own, drawn by an irresistible need to touch her, to grasp her body, to hold her close. She places a hand on my hip and pulls me in. Her tongue traces a slow line up my neck while her hand slips beneath my shirt, gliding up the side of my torso. Chills ripple through me as her tongue and hands explore me in tandem. Our lips meet again. I slide my tongue into her mouth, seeking hers. With my hand at her neck, I press her lips in more firmly onto mine as our tongues dance together. Oof. Oof. We hear footsteps on the old stairs next to Rio's room, and we reflexively pull apart. Wide-eyed, we both look at the door. The footsteps get softer and quieter as they move further down the hall. Rio smiles and giggles softly. Perhaps right now isn't the time. Yeah, you're probably right. But I need you to know that I really want you. God, I said that in the least sexy way you could possibly say that. Her face is red, her hands grasping at her duvet. Duvet. I love saying that wrong. Duvet. You do say that word like duvet, right? She's staring into my eyes, still panting slightly. It feels like she would pounce on me if she felt that she could. Yes, let's go. I want to do the same to her. I want you too, Rio. Rio smiles at me. She bites her lips slightly as her eyes start to trail down my body. She shakes her head and sits up, placing her hands over her eyes. Give me a second. I have to avoid looking at you while I give myself time to calm down. Oh my gosh. I have never seen Rio like this before. Rio craves me. It makes me feel good. But it's still a strange feeling I'm not used to. I sit up, placing my feet on the floor. I tilt my body away from her to hide my face. I stay quiet, hoping that remaining silent will help. Another minute passes. Okay, I'm good. Thanks for being patient with me. Yeah, of course. And I'm sorry about all of that. I wanted to keep going with you too. Rio sends me a warm and shy smile, like a quiet thank you. Gosh, Jen, you're not making it easy to resist you. Oh, I'm sorry. It's okay. I'll be okay. She slides closer to me, but remains silent for a moment. About Chloe. Here it comes. Yeah? We both like her, right? Yeah. I start to get nervous again. Just like I felt when I first got here. I think we should all talk together. Okay, if that's what you think is best. There's a place on Academy grounds Chloe and I hang out at. We could meet there. Chloe stumbled upon it earlier this semester. Where is it? It's past a tree line behind the administration building. It feels like a forest when you're in it. Oh. Okay. Though, why there? We could just meet at the cafe. I just want to make sure we'll be alone when we talk. Also, it just feels right to be there. Okay, that works for me. Rio stands up and faces me. And... Jen... Yeah? Rio stands, moving closer to me. I love you. My whole body feels warm as she gazes into my eyes and says those words. I can't help but feel a little timid, but I know I feel the same way. I love you too. Suddenly, the alarm on my phone goes off. Oh, shit, I forgot. I need to get to practice. I'm sorry. Rio giggles at my panic. No worries. No worries, Jen. I have to go to the studio anyway. Be sure to say hello to Ray on my behalf. Of course, will do. Do. Man, I love this interaction between Degenerate and Rio. Genesis. just start saying all the Gen words you know and just put her name in it. Oh, I like where this is going. Oh, did you like how it ended? Did you like what happened with it? Yep, okay. Just want to make sure. Sorry, I was chewing ice. Yup, okay, good. Glad you liked where I was going. Just before practice, Aspen called to ask if I would hang out with her this afternoon. I know she's really struggling at the moment, and I want to be there for her. I mentioned to her I have practice, but I'd be happy to see her after. Aspen's Science Club meeting conveniently ends at roughly the same time. After practice, I use the loo and head to meet Aspen. I didn't expect for Ray to be waiting for me outside. Hey, what are you up to now? Hey, I'm about to hang out with Aspen for a bit. Nice, let's go. Oh, Ray's excited expression turns to confusion at my hesitation. I can ask Aspen if she's okay with you joining us. Oh, is everything okay? I think she wants to talk about private stuff, and I'm not sure she feels comfortable talking about it around other people. Oh, okay. I'll call her real quick. Hey, I just got out of the club meeting. Perfect, because I'm ready to hang out. You want to meet at the cafe or on the academy? Let's just meet here. How about the bench just west of the Natural Science Building? Well, it's the Natural and Formal Sciences Building. Oh my god, who gives a shit? I hear Aspen laugh over the phone. Yeah, that works. I'll meet you there. And also, I look at Ray. Her head is slightly cocked to the side in anticipation. Ray is with me. Are you okay if she comes with? There's a brief silence, and I can almost feel Aspen's hesitation on the other end of the line. Yeah, she's welcome to join us. Okay, great. We'll see you there. I hope she doesn't mind me being there. I'm sure she doesn't. I feel like she'd say something if she wanted to talk privately. Okay, I'll take your word for it. Is she alright? Well, I guess you'll find out soon, but Mina and she are taking a break. Oh shit, what happened? Let's just talk to Aspen. I'm sure he'll get the details. Fair enough. Ray and I walk across the academy. As we approach the west side of the Natural Sciences Building, we see Aspen already waiting for us. She spots us as we approach and waves in our direction. We greet each other with hugs. Sorry. We greet each other with hugs as we do. I take a seat in the middle of the bench. Aspen and Ray sit on either side of me. Aspen places her hands on her lap and Ray crosses her legs. Aspen doesn't say anything at first. Her somber expression is obvious, and I'm sure Ray notices as well. Mina called me a couple of days ago. She said she still needs time to think about things. I choose not to mention anything Mina discussed the other day. I don't want either of them to be under the impression I'm taking sides. I'm so sorry to hear that, Aspen. What happened? Aspen is silent for several seconds. Mina thinks I'm too clingy. Oh. The amount of O's going on in this stream specifically. Yeah, that's pretty much the bit. Okay. Yeah, Aspen, Divergent, doesn't care. Oh gosh. I was gonna say the Divergent movies were certainly a thing. They met with such a sad fate of like they came out being propped up as like the next Hunger Games, and now everyone's like uses Divergent as like the alright YA fiction. Don't be like Divergent, alright, try to do it good this time. And it's like, oh no, poor author of those books to be thrust into such like high expectations, and they just didn't meet it. Oh, when did this happen? The 10th. Aspen lifts her head, takes a deep breath, and tries to compose herself. I'm not sure what I want to do. I just don't get it. I told Mina that I don't know how to love her less. I don't, but that's not... She told you that's not the point, though. I don't know what that is. You don't know what the Divergent movies are? Oh, it's like the... I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it really quickly so you get it. So, like, it's basically the thing where your personality decides which, like, faction you go into, because all the factions have a single personality trait kind of thing. It's a sci-fi, dystopian series. Came out a few years after the Hunger Games, like, really blew up. All the fights that they have in the first movie, they throw hands with only their elbows. They're just smacking their elbows into each other. I think that's like all the the big important bits. Oh yeah, and you're special in this world by having more than one personality trait. That's what makes you divergent. So yeah, hopefully that helps jog your memory. I don't know how to not want to be with her and how not to think about her all the time. Aspen's frustration slowly builds as she speaks. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. When I love someone as much as I love Mina, I want to be with them all the time. Mina is always on my mind when I think about how to spend my evenings. I think about her. Wait, when I think about how to spend my evenings, I think about her. When I think about eating, I wonder what she would like. When I go out, I think about where she would like to go. When I think about my future, I think about what she would like our future to look like. I want us to be together. Is that so wrong? Aspen's irritation shows, but doesn't last long. Aspen slumps, placing her elbows on her knees and her face into her hands. Perturbed, she lets out a long sigh. I feel bad for Aspen. She sounds so stuck and lost. Ray, too, looks deeply concerned for Aspen. Aspen? In a gentle voice, Ray asks for Aspen's attention. Aspen removes her hands from her face and lifts her eyes to meet Ray's. May I? Aspen looks baffled by Ray's request for a moment. Sure. Aspen sits up straight as if to brace for impact. She probably believes Ray will be critical of her. I just want to preface by saying that I'm not trying to criticize you. But I think you might be projecting your feelings onto Mina. This could be a case of egocentric bias. Do you want Mina to cling to you the same way you do to her? I suppose I'd like that, yes. Then it makes sense you're confused about why Mina wouldn't want you to cling to her, because that is exactly what you expect from a partner. However, maybe that isn't what Mina wants out of a partnership. Not everyone's ideal partnership looks the same. People have different needs and desires. This even applies to things like friendships, attachment, and love. We all experience and relate to those things differently. So you're treating Mina the way you'd want to be treated, but you aren't treating Mina the way she wants to be treated. Aspen appears disheartened. Her hands rest in her lap and her head hangs low, and a frown settles on her face. I see. It's just hard. It's just so hard to not want to be with her all the time. Well, that could be related to your style of attachment. I've been taking a lot of MHC courses. I'm not trying to claim to be a professional, but we have learned a thing or two about attachment. Attachment relates to emotional bonds that we form with others. It involves a desire for closeness and sense of security. There isn't anything inherently wrong with wanting either of those things. But we can take it too far sometimes, when we're worried about losing someone, or when we feel like we're never close enough. Now, I'm not claiming that you're taking any of them too far, because in this context I don't get to define what too far looks like. Mina does. Aspen replies tepidly. Well, both of you do. This means that there can be conflict because you both might define too far differently. It's clear that you want intimacy and validation from Mina, but you're doing it in such a way that makes her unhappy. Then what do you think I should do? Well, in my unprofessional opinion, you need to talk to Mina about what is acceptable in her eyes. You could come to some sort of compromise and be patient with one another. Be sure to communicate regularly so both of you are aware of each other's progress and see if you're on the same page. Aspen looks across the empty academy grounds. How about you, Jen? I honestly feel like I have nothing unique to add. Ray said everything I would have said and much more. Ray and I remain quiet, giving Aspen time to think in peace. I feel sorry for Aspen. Partnering with Mina is something she has wanted for a while. And now, not even 2 decades into their partnership, they are struggling. I really hope this is something they can work out together. You've given me a lot to think about. I appreciate you both, but... I appreciate you both. Thank you for your help. Well, I can't say I said much. It was all Ray. You're right. It was all me. I turned to Ray and see a smirk on her face. Screw you. I lightly shove Ray, laughing at her playful arrogance. I hear Aspen chuckle at her antics and turn to see her smiling. I'm glad her silliness can brighten her day despite the circumstances. Thank you. Yeah, of course. I was talking to Ray. Not you two. This time I push Aspen away from me. Ray burst into laughter. Even I being teased, I'm happy to see Aspen smiling. I hope things will get better for her, and Mina soon. Homogenesis. God, these names keep getting worse. Hang on. Hi, sequels girl. I don't know what that is. Wait, you don't know what is specifically? Let me answer your question for you. Homogenesis is looking away from Aspen. That's not cool. Okay, so apparently an aspen is a type of tree, so I'm just gonna call her multiple tree names from now on. Oh my god. Reading your chat messages is just gonna be like, Sega Genesis and Oak were yapping about something. It's gonna be like, oh no, I don't want this. You know, for someone that ruined Star Wars, you are very cool, Ray. JK, no. Wait, are you saying that the Ray here isn't cool, or do you not like the Ray from the movies? Which one are you saying isn't cool? So... yup. Oh, great. Yeah, I can't look forward to it. Oh god, do not call Aspen Oak. Would you prefer Birch, or Rowan, or Juniper, or Sycamore? Just go through all the Pokemon characters' names. Or, Kukui, or... all the tree names I know. Oh my gosh, we could get Pine in there. Both. That was my first thought. Thought funny enough. Let's go. Oh, that's funny. Good stretch. Oh my gosh, my shoulders needed that. Oh my gosh. Well, hopefully now that Aspen and Mina have both had a good just talking at. People have just yapped at them. They can finally go like, oh yeah, let's get this whole thing sorted out. Let's talk about it though. As I hop off the bus, I see several people lingering outside the oh, are we finally doing the thing? Outside the temple doors. What the freak happened? Why did all my layers just shifted right there? That was weird. Anyway, sorry. As I hop off the bus, I see several people lingering outside the temple doors. Good, I'm not late. I see several familiar faces from the normal Deca Daily congregations I attend. Why could I say Deca Daily so easily, but then congregations, a word that I say fairly regularly, actually, it was hard for me. Oh my gosh, everyone's here. It's like Smash Ultimate. Several greetings later, I manage to squeeze by the others and make it through the front doors. Jen, Mina, and Ray stand in the main hall. Hey, everyone! Wait, Genetics is my second favorite character. What are you gonna do about it? Call me multiple different types of flowers? I guess, yeah, we'll just start calling you, like, Rose and Lily, Lilac. Lilac's a good one. Just start doing that. Just be like, hey, yo, what's up, Violet? Hey, I was afraid you were gonna be late. I was too. Where's Aspen? She is also running behind. She should be here any minute. That's weird. It's unlike Aspen to be late to anything. She's usually so punctual. Yeah. Mina looks a little disheartened. Perhaps she looks like she's the reason for Aspen's belatedness. Several of the congregation members start making their way up into the Amber Room. Amber Room? That sounds fancy. The term Amber Room describes a space specifically used for meditation. Almost all Cosmothasian temples include at least one Amber Room. Oh. Wait, okay, so you have a choice in this scene that is quite different. All I'll say is you cannot progress through the scene normally if you say yes. You'd have to select a skip button in the bottom right of the screen. Feel free to say no to the choice. Okay, I'll make sure to keep that in mind and probably hover around the no option for whatever it is. Now I'm excited and a little scared. No, Rio! Oh no, Rio's wearing the hat. Oh my gosh. Don't dish what you can't take, Daisy, said Jevil. Several of the congregation members start making their way up to the Amber Room. We linger for a little while longer before Aspen comes through the front doors. I'm so sorry, I haven't been here in a long time and I wasn't sure which bus to take. It's okay, we're glad you're here. We should get to the Amber Room. The service will start any moment. As we walk towards the room, I see Aspen and Mina look at one another. Their voices are soft and hesitant as they greet each other. Good morning, Mina. Good morning. As we enter the Amber Room, we take several cushions from the side wall and set them on the floor. We find spots near the back of the room since almost every other space is taken. It looks like there are probably 100 people here. A door opens from the other side of the room and Allie enters in her clerical garb. Her outfit right now is so cool. I love how this looks. She walks to the front of the room and sits on the cushion on the dais, crossing her legs. Welcome, everyone. Oh, she didn't say yo. She didn't say yo. Is this really even Allie? I think someone must have kidnapped and replaced her. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. Allie slightly raises her naturally soft-spoken voice to allow it to carry throughout the room. Today I will be facilitating a meditation, but I want to first begin with a few words. Allie lowers her head and takes a deep breath. I'm sure she's nervous. I got beaten once. Humans are intricate beings. From the very beginning of our incarnation, we absorb stimuli from the world around us. Whether we're consciously aware of it or not, we make sense of that stimuli using the cognitive tools available to us. We interpret the stimuli, learn from those interpretations, and adapt to our surroundings accordingly. This process is fundamental to shaping who we become. At the same time, our interpretations determine how our bodies react to these stimuli. Our conscious awareness plays a role in this process, though how much depends on how well we cultivate it. This is where meditation comes in. Among other things, meditation is a tool to help us refine our awareness. With refined awareness, we gain more control over our behavior. We can observe thoughts and feelings as they emerge within us and watch them grasp for our attention. This ability allows us to slow down, reflect, and respond with clarity and compassion. However, this is not suppressing our thoughts and what we feel. We must create space for them. Feelings and thoughts carry meaning. Rather than pushing them away, we can recognize them for what they are. It is beneficial to create space for these thoughts and feelings, to sit with them rather than resist them. They emerge from within us, often revealing truths about our disposition in that moment. These signals can lead us to discover deeper truths about who we truly are. For example, jealousy might stem from a fear of being abandoned, ingrained in us since childhood. Dang. It'd be really funny if right now Allie was like looking right at Mina about that. Internalized shame may come from holding ourselves to unrealistic standards. Fear can often arise from an unfamiliarity. It took so much self-control to not do an arise from solo leveling right there, with what may come, often if we'll make the right choice. Yet we can acknowledge and validate our feelings while knowing that they do not define us. We are not our bodies, not our thoughts, not our feelings. There is a meaningful difference between the phrase, I am sad, and there is sadness. One is the identification with the feeling, while the other is a recognition of it. When we reach that space of recognition, we can be present, observe our experience, and simply exist. Allie lowers her head, takes a few slow breaths, and speaks again. Meditation often involves a primary object, which is an anchor for your awareness while you meditate. This object can be almost anything, but today we will use the breath. The breath? The singular breath of the wild? During the meditation, as you inhale and exhale, simply notice the sensation of your breathing. Your mind may wander, and that is natural. The mind is not meant to be empty. It continues its work even as we meditate. When you notice a thought arise, acknowledge it without judgment and return your awareness back to the breath. This may happen again and again, and that is okay. This type of meditation is not about being in a state of thoughtlessness. Instead, it's about training your awareness. Allie seems calm, not nervous at all. She takes one more deep breath. Let us begin. Would you like to participate in Allie's meditation with Rio and the others? This will take 10 minutes. It can be skipped. So this is the part you were saying, like, hey, say no to this one. Okay, okay. So that's what we'll do. Sorry, I realized I hadn't taken a drink in a while. My mouth and throat were dying right there. I just want to make sure. I will put a pause here, though, because I'm interested in what happens. Bloop, 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 bloop. Yeah, it's 10 minutes. Okay, okay. I'll redeem to hydrate. Hang on. I have a different cup today, so there's no straw. There's nothing to clink, but I guess I can, like... That's me tapping on it. That's acknowledging it. Okay, there we go. Perfection. Yeah, it's 10 minutes. Okay. Yeah, let's, bloop, 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 bloop. Nah. Allie finishes leading us through a calming meditation. I feel more clear, more centered, and less distracted. Allie raises her head, opens her eyes, and speaks. If you continue to practice this meditation, you will improve your ability to notice thoughts and feelings arise before they grab your attention. Did you save at the 18+ scene so you can return to them when you want? I actually did not. I did. I just realized, not gonna lie, wasn't even a thought in my head until you just mentioned it right there. I did not do any of that. I think, lol, that's fine, just curious. I think the only saves I have actually are, yeah, those two right there. So yeah. Lol, that's fine, just curious. If you continue to practice the meditation... Oh, wait, we read that part. I really want to see those 18+ scenes. Whoa, perfect segue. If you want to see those 18+ scenes, then make sure to check out Why Not Both on Steam and Itch.io, which is 20% off right now. Thanks, Lolly. Thank you. Allie takes one more deep breath. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for joining me today, everyone. It has been a pleasure. Allie puts her palms together and places her hands on her forehead. Many of the congregation members, including myself, do the same in return. Everyone begins to stand, returning cushions to their place near the wall. Afterwards, we make our way back out to the main hall. Since we were seated in the back of the Amber Room, we make our way out before the rest of the attendees. Hey, do you all want to go to the back? The veranda has a nice view of the garden. Yeah, that sounds good to me. Let's do it. I haven't seen the garden in a long time. Hey, Aspen? Aspen looks at Mina with a surprised and anxious look on her face. Can we talk? Privately? Yeah. Oh, you know, last time you said that would be triggering for me right there, because last time you said that, that's when we took a break. Yeah, sure. I got a bit for everyone now. What's your bit for Chloe? Mina turns to the rest of us with a reassuring smile. Don't worry, we won't be long. Okay, we'll be in the back. We leave for the veranda, leaving Aspen and Mina behind. As we make our way to the back, we pass Allie's dad in the kitchen. Oh yeah, she exists. I forgot. How dare you forget about Chloe? That is foul. That is evil. How dare? Listen, Chloe is the Haley of this series, where whenever she pops up, we have to be like, hey, Chloe. It's like, how could you? How could you? Even the devil is saying, how evil and how dare you. That's how you know what you did is wrong. That's how you know how foul it is. As we make our way to the kitchen, we pass Ellie's dad in the kitchen. She's too awesome to have a bit. That's my answer. You know, that's fair enough. I mean, the bit could just be, hey, Chloe. You know, it could just be that. She greets us as we make our way through the kitchen and out the back door. We spend several minutes in silence. The veranda of the temple is a cozy space to relax. The plants in the garden are bearing their fruit. Some of them are nearing the end of their annual life cycle. The birds are chirping. The flowers are blooming, the birds are singing on days like this. The birds are chirping, the temperature is a little cool. I can definitely tell autumn is here. The back door opens and Aspen steps into the veranda. Oh, she looks so blank. We all look towards her. She peers around to find us staring. I'm alright. Sorry if you were all worried. You're good, no worries. Where's Mina? Oh, oh, what the freak? I was assuming everything was gonna go good. I thought that everything was gonna be great. And then her coming here by herself and being like, Mina had to leave, kind of tells me that things didn't go good. And so it's almost gonna be like a moment of like, if things do go well, I'm curious to see how they get to that moment, essentially. You know what I mean? Because now it's like, oh, why'd she leave? Why'd she leave? You know? Haha, I wish that was the actual dialogue. Same. You know what, don't worry. If I ever write something and present it on here, I'll make sure to put it in there. Did Fur have a problem with her? I don't know. Because I was hoping that they'd fix their issues, but if you... I don't know. Oh, she had to leave. She told me to say goodbye to everyone, Fur. So, Rio, how have you been? With her quick pivot, I was about to literally comment on the pivot. She turned from that so fast. She turned from that so freaking fast, like, hey, let's talk about, anything else. You know what I mean? That was, not good. With her quick pivot to another subject, I wonder if she's trying to avoid thinking about her situation with Mina. Thanks for asking. I'm feeling great. Glad to hear it. What's got you in such a good mood? Before I can answer, I glance at Jen. Her face is a little flushed and she looks embarrassed. Maybe she knows exactly why I'm so happy. Maybe she'd rather I keep it to myself. With that in mind, I decided to forgo telling Aspen all the details. Several reasons. For one, statistics is getting easier. Also, Mama Eve's making... Oh, what the f is that? What even is that? You can't be doing this to me socially. You expect my stupid, dumb American brain to know what all that means? Germpnodel. Or is it Germknodel? How do you say that tonight? Germnoidal? Germnoidel. I think it's germnoidal. Is a steamed yeast dumpling filled with plum jam topped with melted butter, powdered sugar, and poppy seeds. That does sound really good. Oh, that sounds delicious. That's what I'm saying. It is. The jam is so good. I haven't had Stop making me say this. Stop making me say this word. Germpnodel. It feels so wrong. How do you... Hang on. How do you... Freak, hang on. How to pronounce... Okay, here we go. Okay, hang on. I can't hear over the game. I gotta turn it down for a second. Hang on, we're having an educational moment here, class. Please hold. Let me just turn down the video game that we do be playing. Volume mixer, there we go. Bloop, okay.
Gampknoodle.
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 Gampknoodle. Okay, Gampknoodle. Wait.
Gampknoodle.
Gampknoodle. Okay, that's what we're going with. Gampknoodle. I still feel like I'm saying it wrong, but you know, good enough. You know, and that's all I aim for is enough. Gender is blushing. This will be on the test. It is. The wheel. The wheel is... Wait, was it the wheel of Tracy? Was it Tracy's wheel? Was that what was back? I don't know why that pops up. I don't know why it pops up. It just does. That's when it turns out that every single time, like, that's happening, Tracy's just trying to reach out to me from the void. I haven't had Gurm Canoodle since I was in Berlin. Berlin? When were you there? Let's see, I was in Berlin in the first half of secondary school. Ray spends a little while telling us about her time in Berlin, as well as the other cities she lived in while she was still in the state orphanage system. We hang around for at least another 30 minutes in the garden. We wait for Allie, but she never shows. I guess she's still busy even after the service. Eventually we leave the temple, exchanging several goodbyes as we make our way out. I catch the bus to the studio and put the finishing touches on my entry to the art exhibit. I haven't even heard of it before. I've never heard of that before either. I've chilled in the void before, 6 out of 10. Are you talking about, you know, when Shadow sent you there? My boy, my homie, the most important man in my life, Shadow the Hedgehog, when he sent you there? We gotta play Shadow the Hedgehog sometime on here. We gotta. I've actually been thinking about that a lot. But with all that being said, we're going to end there for tonight. Or I guess today. It's not really night yet, but that's fine. That's okay. We got through a awesome. We got through a good decent amount of stuff, and again, I do want to stream for longer, but I do just need to start getting ready to head out for my plans and such. So I'm gonna go do all that. So I hope that everyone has a great rest of your night. Oh wait, schedule upcoming. I don't know. Cause for those who are unaware, remember that we will not play this next Sunday. Yes. That's what I was gonna talk about. Here, hang on. I want to pull up some accurate and true and based information really quick. Just so I can give everyone a better, more accurate picture of what we're going to be doing. Hang on. Cause we have twofold to finish. We have a Tithe and Blood to get back to playing. Hang on. And then we also have Upwards Rain, which is... Hang on. Gosh darn it. Just let me look it up. Well, what I'm trying to find up. I'm trying to make sure I have the information correct. That's all that I want from you right now. There we go. Yes, it is releasing on July 1st. Oh god, I'm so smart. We have Upwards Rain coming out, and I want to try and fit that into the week. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to, is the issue. Because, granted, if we had actually finished twofold last week, we'd definitely be playing Upwards Rain on Wednesday. We might try and fit in a stream on Friday, but I'm still a little unsure. So that's why things are a little unsure right now. Because Wednesday, we're going to be we're going to be finishing twofold. Thursday, we're going to be coming back with more, a Tithe and Blood. Maybe try to fit in a Upwards Rain stream on Friday. Maybe Wednesday. If not, you will be waiting 2 weeks for the final 5 scenes of Why Not Both, which is fine, of course. Yeah, no. I think that's probably what we're gonna... Yeah, that's probably what we're gonna have to be doing, huh? Which is also fine by me. So, because again, when we finish something, I want to actually like give a chance to like talk and yap about it. So like just the experience of like going through it and everything like that. So even though there's only like you said 5 scenes left, I still want to be able to go for like a little bit longer to do all that kind of stuff essentially. So also we finally made a bit for each character besides Chloe who doesn't need it. Exactly like you said, the bit is that she's too awesome. She's too awesome for the bits. So yeah. And if I can, I'm going to put up a schedule tomorrow or on Tuesday, my usual days, if I actually do it this time, trying to figure out all of that stuff. But on Sunday, since we won't be doing this on next Sunday, we're going to be doing one of the quizzes that Tracy has made for us, one of the Pokemon quizzes, testing if I'm a true Pokemon master like I think I am. I'm sure I'm going to get like some things wrong, but I generally think I could get like a good like 950 of the Pokemon. I think I could get about 950 of them. So I feel pretty confident about it. Totally get it. Thanks for reading today. Of course. Thank you so much for being here, quizzes. Yeah, Tracy has made some quizzes about can you name every single Pokemon? Can you name every single move in Pokemon? Can you name every ability in Pokemon? So it's a bunch of quizzes like that. But we're only going to be doing one per stream just because I'm not able to type that much without like my hands falling apart basically. So we're going to be doing the Can I Name Every Single Pokemon quiz next Sunday. And I'm really excited for it. Because I've been wanting to do that for a while just to see. I've been trying to not like study or do anything like that at all for it, because I just want to see if I can do it raw. You know, because again, I'm accepting the fact that I won't be able to name all of them, but I think I can name a lot of them. Essentially, I can. Listen, I think I got this. I think I got this. But yeah, with all that being said, I do gotta be going, so I will see all you beautiful people in the next one. Thank you all so much for coming out tonight, and bye-bye!